I don't know why this idea came to my head. I just said, let's just spitball something and let's just see what happens. Also, I might just add Freakiest in bed too. Maybe an unexpected like freak that would exist within Genshin just because they can. So that's just how it is. Yelan is easily best in bed. I don't see how you could say that wouldn't be the case, because she literally has all the right energy for it, especially with all the damn strings and whips. Like you about to get strung up like it's Spider-Man out this hell, or Spider-Woman I should say, or your Penny Parker, doesn't necessarily matter. All of it is just basically just a bunch of strings everywhere. But when it comes down to it though, she just has that energy that's well built for sex, just well built for clapping action. The only question really comes down to is who getting clapped in the situation. Is it her or is it you? And 9 times out of 10, it's probably going to be you. And I think Gaming would be like the worst person to try to get anything from. Like literally, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I feel like he would be the type of person that is super efficient because he do what he needs to do for his job and all that sort of stuff. Really efficient, but too damn efficient. Time you get in the bed, just like, all right, time to get some. All right, we're done. Wait, what? It was that quick? That's what it feels like when it comes to Gaming, because he's always been an efficient boy. He's a fast learner, and he's a little too dang fast. Can't even enjoy himself for 5 seconds if it's not wushu dancing. So that's just how it is. And I think our subtle Liyue freak would honestly be, I guess, who's how, because honestly, I mean, outside of the content that exists of her, have you seen some of the content? I have, and a lot of it is kind of insane. But if we're going to talk about like the freakiest woman, I would probably definitely say that she's it, right? One, she runs a funeral parlor, and yeah, that's already takes some level of freakiness when it comes down to that already. Not like the actual sexual type of freak, but like, you know, natural cause of life and death sort of thing. And yeah, not any sane person would normally want to work in a funeral parlor, but she does it anyway, and honestly she does the work. But when it comes down to it though, that probably has some freaky ass tendencies in her brain. Like I wouldn't be surprised if the best sex ever to her is literally having you in a coffin and she basically starts riding your ass inside that coffin for some weird reason. I can very much understand if Hu Tao is like that, which I have a good feeling that I feel like she is. For the Mondstadt region, I think for certain the freakiest person that you can possibly find is Sucrose. Yes, I understand that Sucrose looks a bit shy and is a bit like not so forthcoming when it comes down to how she actually is, but also my perception has been skewed by the levels of fan art that she has and how freaky she can absolutely go. So I would probably say she's a low-key sort of freak, and if you were to go into her lavatory, you're not coming out without a semen sample. So I think Sucrose is very much on that level of playing field. As for the sexiest one in the Mondstadt region, I feel like it would be Mona, and obviously I could say, you know, Lisa, but that's an obvious pick, and we ain't going for obvious here outside of the last one. But when it comes down to it though, I feel like Mona could be a nice pick. Or maybe Fischl. I feel like down between those two. And the reason for that is very simply because, have you not seen how much ass Mona has? Do you not see how she claps when she walks? It's a bit crazy. I'm not going to sit here and lie. But then Fischl can do a lot of foreplay and a lot of roleplay as well too. So I feel like she'll be very much down for that. Or maybe she'll also be kind of shy and just put up a front like she usually do. I'm not necessarily sure. Mondstadt gives me a sense of, I don't know where we're going with this, and very much like, okay, maybe it's in this direction, but not really. I don't know. Mondstadt is just full of weirdos, if I'm gonna be honest. And then the worst person that will be clapping any sort of cheeks, there's actually 2 individuals. I'll probably say Bennett number 1, because I feel like anytime he goes ahead and try to clap cheeks, somehow he gets comatose and somehow he's just left outside in the city of Mondstadt, butt ass naked, and somehow got all his money taken from him. I don't know why, I don't understand, but that is just how Bennett rolls. He is the most unlucky bastard of all time, and if he ever got cheeks about to, you know, actually clap them, I feel like somebody's gonna just throw a stick at his direction and he's unconscious, and basically he's getting no type of play. Then Mika as well, because I don't think Mika's out here really ready for anything like that. Like hell, when he was hanging with Noelle in that one event with the whole Fontainian looking hydro thing that we had to talk to in that poem event, he didn't get no play from Noelle. He didn't do anything with Noelle. Noelle's terrible too, and she doesn't know anything about clapping like that either, but at the very same time, I feel like you can do something with Noelle versus Mika, who's just gonna basically look at you stupid and be very shy about everything with a chocobo on his head. I would definitely say the sexiest woman in Inazuma is definitely Yae, and I know people will be like, but all the Raiden Shogun content, I know, but at the same time, don't discredit my woman Yae. Even though I feel like Yae will be the type of person to just string you up butt-ass naked in front of everybody in Inazuma City and literally leave you there just for shits and giggles, because that's the type of woman I feel like the Fox Lady is. That's just how she is. Let me string her up somewhere and see what she feels when it comes down to it. The freakiest in Inazuma? Oh, that's a weird one. That's a hard one. My brain is immediately going to maybe someone like Ayaka, but then maybe Kuki. I don't know. Maybe Kuki's just getting pissed off with dealing with all the Arataki gang shenanigans. She gets pent up in some shape or form, takes it out on you, and somehow just started doing a lot of freaky dinky shit that she would never show to anybody. And that's also a reason why she never became a Shrine Maiden, because she can't keep it to herself. She can't keep her hands to her damn self. That's the reason why she needs that freedom, that so-called freedom, just to kind of do whatever she needs to get off. All right, Kuki. But yeah, maybe Ayaka though. Maybe. Mainly because, you know, she's a bit restrictive, and, you know, maybe she's gonna get pissed off when she sees you with another woman, like she typically does, and just straight up, I don't know, bodies you or shoves a sword up your ass. I don't know. She could be into a lot of freaky shit. We just don't know. But I guess I'll lean it toward more so, I guess, like Kuki in this scenario, just because she sounds a bit more wilder and probably have more reason to. And the worst one in this region easily would be Kujo Sara. I mean, all you have to really think about it is her damn Ogosho Raiden Shogun collection, and immediately you're like, alright, time to clap cheeks, only for her to be like, yes, but my Shogun dolls must watch. And they all stare at you with those weird dead ass eyes, and you're just immediately creeped out while she screams the Shogun's name over and over again as you pound her, and then probably put a bag on your head with the Shogun's face on it. So yeah, maybe not Sara. Sara's fine, but maybe not Sara. She's a little too crazy for the Shogun. Like, a little too crazy. She probably can imagine she getting pegged and not by you. In the Sumeru region, I would probably say Nilu is the best in bed, right? I feel like you would need to lead less in this situation. Like, I feel like because she dances a lot, she would lead you more than you need to lead her, and that's kind of an easy time. And I know somebody might be saying, but what about Dia or Candace? Look, I'll be honest, I feel like Dia would very much be great if she was confident in it, but I don't feel like she'll be confident in that. Like, hell, she barely has the idea to really be wearing a dress, and that's what she kind of said in the recent like update with the whole characters walking around the world sort of situation of the whole tales and whatever. So she doesn't even know how to wear a dress like that and dance, so I highly doubt she's ready for clapping sessions. And same thing with Candace. I don't necessarily think Candace would be ready for that, considering that she's also kind of slightly oblivious to a lot of other things, as great as both of them look, and honestly would clap the cheeks off them for days. But still, I feel like Neela would be the best one in this scenario, just because I feel like she's ready for it. I would definitely say the freakiest. I honestly was going to say Kale for 5 seconds, not gonna lie. I really thought I was going to say Kale, but I think I'm going to change this to Nahida. Strangely enough, I feel like Nahida would fit this way more, and the reason for that is very simply because she's done a lot of freaky deaky stuff as well, like peering into other people's minds and just, you know, I guess like also having like these revelations and being like hella smart and being wise and all this sort of stuff too. Also playing risky with destroying the Gnosis at one time. Yeah, you gotta be a freak of nature of some kind to kind of suggest the idea of doing something like that, even if she had no real way of doing it. But still, that's I think that classifies some freaky ass nature, if I'm gonna be honest. And the worst would easily be Sino. Like, genuinely, I think the as funny as it is to be like, wait, but he has the build of an actual Anubis, a buff boy. How could Sino be the worst? Do you not know how many jokes he would tell during all this? Do you not know how many dad jokes he would probably tell during all of the smashing sessions, I don't think you want to deal with all that. You'll be put to sleep before he even finishes. I think that's exactly what would happen. So yeah, I think Sino will be the worst option in that. Granted, you have I'll hate them, and I feel like I'll hate them would just do it and be done with it. Like, he's disgusted once he's done with you, and that's valid. But at the same time, I do feel like Sino would just kind of be like, you know, telling the worst type of jokes imaginable. Did you hear about the woman who installed a window in her butt? It was a pain in the ass. Like, yeah, I'll be done with you too. Now that I think about it, Sumeru just doesn't have a lot of hoes in there either. But I feel like there's a little bit more collabable options than there is in Inazuma. Then we have Fontaine. Oh boy, this nation got too many women to count. Where do we even start? Who do we even choose? You know what? I'm just gonna say something that's completely out there, and maybe you will seriously not agree, but I'm easily gonna say Emily, probably the best one for you, because everybody else is weird, or they will probably kill you in some shape and form, and that is just how all of Fontaine has been. At least Emily is gonna smell nice and, you know, make you feel like you're tasting the rainbow. What's everybody else gonna do? Arlecchino's gonna probably let you, but then she's probably gonna put a spear through your dick, so I'd rather not. Lynette's gonna basically be, you know, not involved unless there's cake involved, and she's probably gonna do it for the cake, and then, you know, pretty much not really give a damn afterwards. Probably gonna be on standby mode, as much as I love my cat girl, but that's just how she kind of is. Clorane is too damn robotic, so I don't feel like she would be on that sort of harsh timing on that for real, like I would think. Navia don't really slow down for any damn body, if I'm gonna be honest, so there is that. Charlotte's gonna probably post a lot of these pictures and then expose you for, I don't know, saying like on the heading of a newspaper, local reporter has been assaulted by man in some situation. I don't know. I feel like that's something that she would probably honestly do. And then Chevers will probably just put the musket in your face and then make sure you do it right. If you don't satisfy her, she probably bombing you. That's probably how it is. And do we need to even say Siege Beam? I feel like Siege Beam will probably definitely do some weird experiments onto you because of how weird she can actually get. And you know what? I think I'm gonna give her the freakiest one. I think Siege Beam is easily gonna be the freakiest one because she's on that type of timing. Yes, she's very much, you know, a nice person, but at the end of the day, she also knows how to fake being a good person and all that sort of stuff. I feel like she has devices ready, medical devices ready, to be on some Mikan type timing for Danganronpa, and you're basically not surviving that exchange. I do not foresee it happening. And honestly, I would probably say maybe this is the first region where the women in this region is not going to be bad at smashing you. But if I had to say anybody, I'd probably maybe say Neuvillette or Risley. Like, let's keep it very much that. I know a lot of women is like, oh, Risley, that's my hubby right there. But in the end of the day, I feel like he'll be awkward once he's done with it, right? I feel like he'll definitely be awkward. Like, so, want some tea? No, that's stupid. Why would I say that? Or something like that. And then Neuvillette doesn't know what that is. As much as I've seen people say, oh yeah, he clapped for Arena, he's definitely doing some wild nonsense with her in some shape and form. I really don't see that. I feel like Farina will pull up with more game and actually do something with you, even if she's shy about it, than Neuvillette would. I feel like Neuvillette would be kind of, you know, disgusted by the act. And you know how he uses staff and when he attacks different enemies or whatever? I feel like he's just gonna jam that staff up your ass and then just be like, please finish, please finish, please finish. I feel like that to a whole T. Obviously, Fontaine is an excellent region with a bunch of baddies, but they live up to that bad aspect of the name. They definitely, you're not gonna survive without getting like shot or cut a few times. I feel like that's just the case of Fontaine. Great women, but you're gonna die. Lastly, Natlan. I feel like Malwika is the best in bed. There is no discussion, no debate. She's basically the perfect Archon and literally one of the people that would do anything to help out her own people that, you know, is with her, that messes with her in the best way possible. I feel like you get free head on the spot the moment you enter Natlan just because she's that accommodating. I feel like that is literally what she would do for you in the best possible way. As much as I want to say someone like Vereza will probably give it to you better, but I think, you know, Malwika would give it to you the best here. I think the freakiest would deadass come down to Chosco or maybe even like Vereza. right? Because I feel like with Veressa, she'll be natural with it, but then if she put on that mask, I think that's GG's for you. I'm pretty sure she's gonna take control and start riding you like crazy, which could be honestly a good thing now I think about it, but still, you know, it's gonna be a flip-flopping personality. And Chaska would not necessarily be a bad choice, but if she left out that, you know, more animalistic side of her, which we never got to see in the game, which is a bit of a shame, but if she were to let out that more animalistic side of her, definitely you're getting scratched up, blood gonna be coming from her back and everything, and it's not gonna be good. Who knows, she might be a biter too, so protect your meat at all costs when it comes down to Chaska. And the weakest one that be, you know, really bad in the bedroom, I would probably easily say Kachina. Like, dead ass. Like, Kachina would not know what to do with anything, or she would have to probably ask for 5,000 times of permission just to see, is it okay to do something here or do something there? And honestly, I have no patience for that. Mualani would do a better job before Kachina ever could, so that's just how it is on that sort of front, and I'll be real, that I feel like that's just the case. I feel like Kanish wouldn't necessarily be that bad, but he will be put in this category just because Aha will probably be non-stop on your ass about all of this sort of stuff. Being like, Kanish, are you wasting time with the almighty Dragon Lord Kahu Ahau because you're trying to put some meat into some woman? Ha! If it was me, I would have done it 5 times already. Like, do anybody want to hear Ahau during that sort of time? No, no one wants to. No one wants to at all. The last thing I want to hear before somebody go ahead and bust on their chick is that Ahau was screeching to the top of their lungs and Kanish was arguing with Ahau while he was doing something. Do you not know how bad that must look? That would be terrible. And I know what you're probably thinking, but what about Skirking Traveler? Glad you asked, because we're gonna absolutely go for that. I feel like Skirk would not necessarily care to do it. I feel like she wouldn't. I don't think she would be terrible at it, but also at the same time, I feel like she would not necessarily be like super about it too. Also, because she can't control her strength, I feel like you're kind of cooked. So if you ask for some hands and she gives you a hand, your hand might actually, you know, it might be the last piece of hand you're going to actually get. I feel like she's going to definitely rip shit off, and it's not going to be a good time for you. The only time where it could be nice is maybe if she's just riding. That's literally about it. But even then, she probably won't let the weak touch her. So, you know, it is what it is. Or even if you did actually get the chance to, you'll probably forget the exchange, and that's going to be about it. GG's, you're cooked. And then for the Traveler's just a freak. Let's just be real. Like, the way they portray her in certain instances, the way they kind of go about them in certain ways, like the hand rubbing when she wants to murder some monsters, the absolute sass she has sometimes, and sometimes the more evil tendencies that she can definitely have. Lamine's a freak. Lamine's a 100% freak, and probably the best sort of freak too, until she probably brings her brother in, and then you both clap her at the same time, and yeah, that's equal levels of freaky. This is some Belle and Wise relationship, and I guess we're here for the ride, I suppose. Or not. I don't know. That's still free ass at the end of the day. But yeah, why did I make this video? I don't know. I just wanted to do something stupid and fun because why the hell not? Anyway, that's literally the whole dang video and whole dang point of everything, so hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification on your way out, also on my socials, and if you'd like to donate to the channel, Kofi Cash App is available as well. And until then, it's your boy Jay, sign off. Have a blessed day.